Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel today. So today's video is going to be just a quick video on 5 tips that I put together I think are pretty helpful when you're about to go buy some new products. So I don't know about you guys, but if I'm going to shop for some beauty items and it's something new, something I haven't tried before, I get like super overexcited, okay? So I'm like, I've been waiting for something. I've been waiting to get the money together so I can go and get it. And then suddenly when I go to the store, just everything falls apart. Like I just get overwhelmed and then I start losing sight of what I really went in there for and what I wanted to try. I mean, that happens if I go to Sephora. It happens if I go to Ulta. I mean, forget it. If I go to Ulta, as soon as I walk in the door, they have like stuff set up right there just to get your attention on it. Like they have that prime real estate spot. That's the front of the store. And they put all this extra stuff that you're not looking to go get, but there it is. Bam, shining in your face, telling you, buy me, buy me. I get a little bit sidetracked, I mean, who wouldn't, right? Especially when you love beauty products and you love makeup and you love everything that they're putting in the front of the store. What happens to me is I lose track of what I went in there for, and then my budget gets blown on everything else. And I start looking at things that I didn't even want to begin with or that I don't even like, but I'm like, oh, hey, let me try this, Too much happens to me when I go to the store. Tip number 5 is gonna be make a list before you walk out the door, okay? So before you leave, before you get in your car, before you're driving, before you're in the parking lot, you need to make a list if you're like me. And you need to have on that list exactly what you're gonna get, and you need to put on there how much money you're gonna spend, because if you're on a budget like I'm on a budget, girl, you need to get your stuff together, okay? Because you're gonna end up walking out of there with everything but what you wanted. And then sometimes you get home, you have buyer's remorse, but then you don't want to take it back because you want to try it out anyway, because it's makeup, right? So yeah, I mean, if you guys understand where I'm coming from, raise your hand.
Don't be lying, raise your hand.
Make that list. Get on there the exact items you're going in there for. Have it as your gold, okay? That is your badge. You're gonna wear that, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna get that stuff, and you're gonna walk back out. This way, you're happy, you came home with what you wanted. And then, the next time you go, you just, while you're there at the store, make more lists of what you would like to try next time. But at least you went for what you wanted. That's happened to me way too many times. I come home with everything else, and I'm gonna give you an example. I wanted that Tarte Shape Tape Concealer
forever.
Have I got it? Have I got it? No. That thing is like $27. I walk in there, I get sidetracked. I see lip glosses, I see lip liners, I see my favorite It Cosmetic mascara. I mean, I see everything else except what I walked in there for. So yeah, I've gone with the intention of buying that Tarte Shape Tape, and to this day I have not walked out with it. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, make your lists. Make more lists, or use your phone and just start jotting down what you want next time. Take pictures. I take pictures of all the items that I'm gonna get racked up for next time, and I come home and have them for my husband, of course, like, oh look, I see this for next time. So he's not very happy whenever I go to the store, but needless to say, I take pictures anyway. So just do that. Those are some tips that I got for tip number 5, as be prepared and be ready with what you want when you get to the store. Now, tip number 4, you might think that it's common sense and like, oh my gosh, Kat, why would you even say that for? But I'm gonna tell you, read directions when you're buying new products, okay? Now this goes especially for hair care products. If you don't read directions, I can't tell you the damage that you can do to yourself, okay? A quick little tip is, when you're dealing with chemicals or anything to do with your hair, any type of, chemicals for your face, you need to read the directions. I have seen way too much horror to tell you can go completely bald if you're not careful with what you're doing. You can lose your eyebrows, you can lose your eyelashes, you can lose all the hair on your head, okay? I don't care how thick your hair is, it will be
Gone if you don't read directions.
When you're buying new products and you're trying things out that you haven't tried before, read that label, read the back of it. Make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. Because yeah, you can
cause yourself some damage.
Just look up other YouTube hair disasters or chemical disasters. You can do some damage to yourself. And I will let you know, don't ever try to relax your hair after you've permed your hair, because guess what? You won't have any hair. okay? So you won't have to worry about relaxing it because there ain't gonna be nothing there. Just putting that out there. Just always read directions on the back of your products, especially when they're new products that you've never tried. I know you're probably thinking, well, all I get is makeup. You know, makeup isn't that big a deal. Well, you know, maybe not so much, you know, but there is the skincare that you have to worry about. So for example, this Dr. Brandt right here, I got this in my Ipsy box this month. And, you know, if I don't read the back of what it says here, you know, I could cause pretty good damage to my face. I have a very sensitive face, so I'm very careful with what I put on it. And this right here, you know, it tells you only do this 1 or 2 times a week. You're thinking that you're gonna go and just pile this on every day because you want to make sure your skin's exfoliated and you want to be all glowing and gleaming. Well, guess what? You know, this tells you only do it 1 or 2 times a week. It's telling you that for a reason. Probably because it's gonna be taking those skin cells off, and you don't want to get raw. If you're not careful with what you do, trust me, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. So don't say I didn't tell you because I told you today. Now, moving on to tip number 3. This tip is just kind of a simple tip that I have to do for myself. And that is because I don't want to waste money. And I feel like wasting money on products that don't work is just,
Well, it's just stupid.
make sure the product works on its own before you do anything else with it. What I mean by that is if you get a brand new shampoo and conditioner, try those items out before you add more things into your hair care routine later that day. If you're spending like $25, $35, even higher, I don't know, people do spend an ungodly amount of money on shampoo and conditioner. But if you're spending that type of money on your hair products, I want to make sure they actually do something, okay? Because if I can go get me some Suave down the street for $3 and it's going to do the same thing that that $30 bottle did, no thank you. I'll just get the Suave for $3. You know, if you're going to try out your shampoo and conditioner, don't add anything else to it. Because if you're adding more things to it when you get out of the shower, you're not going to know if that actually made your hair feel soft or whatever you're trying to go for. If you're trying to go for like a smoothing effect, that's just my opinion. You know, I'm not going to go and waste that kind of money on a product that doesn't perform. For example, when I bought this right here, this Aussie Total Miracle Serum, I mentioned this in my last video. This is a very inexpensive product. It's like $5, $6. When I buy it, I put it on by itself. I don't put anything else on after it because I want to make sure that it actually works. So then I use it the next morning. You know, I check to see how my hair feels and my hair actually feels softer. So then I know, hey, the product works. Now you can go ahead and throw a whole bunch of gunk in there and whatever else you put on there. And another one that I actually will tell you is this right here. It's an anti-breakage mask. It came in one of my Ipsy boxes. I think it was a couple boxes ago. And I'll tell you, it actually does make my hair softer. I do feel a difference. So with anything that I buy and I actually feel a difference, I'll repurchase that. I'll use that because I know it's doing something. I'm not gonna go waste money on stuff that does not do anything. That's just, who wants to do that? You know, I don't wanna do that. I could be spending it on something else, you know? So yeah, you can go back to that Ulta store and go get those things that were
from the store that were calling my name.
Yeah, that's just my tip for you is when you're gonna buy a product, try the product by itself, see how it works on its own before you add other things with it, okay? Tip number 2, which I think is a pretty important tip that I myself didn't really do before, and I kind of like want to kick myself for it because I can't tell you how much of my husband's money I have spent on things that were the wrong color, they didn't do what they were supposed to do, you know, just, I can't even tell you. Make sure when you're going, especially to like high-end stores, try to find samples.
Sample, sample, sample.
I don't know why I never thought of this myself before. Maybe all you guys already know about this. I just did not figure to ask for samples of stuff. So there are quite a few stores that I know now, you know, people have been telling me, you can walk into and you can request a sample. You can see, hey, how does that work? Or you know how they have them all sitting out on the counters? You know, try it out a little bit. The reason I don't like really trying the ones that are out on the counter is because I don't really like what other people have been putting their hands all over and everything like that. So if I can get an actual little sample, I prefer to do that. That's just me. You can call me weird, I don't know, whatever, but that's just how I feel about it. If you can get a sample of something and try that first before you go spend that $50 on a foundation, if you can go return it, by all means, go return it. But usually like me, I don't bother to go return stuff. I just get
lazy.
And I just get like, I'm already here, I'm already home, I don't want to go back driving 40 minutes to go return this thing. And then by the time you know, it's already too late to return it. Just letting you know, if you can find samples, get your hands on them. Go get it. The last tip that I have for you, to me, is the most important tip. And this is already after you've purchased your product. This is after you've tried the product. And this is after you figured that the product is not for you. And let's say you cannot return it, okay?
Sell it.
Especially if it's something that's in a bottle. I don't know if any of you guys are like me, but I have like this drawer that just has the stuff in there. Like I have this cabinet. It's where my
Products go to die.
That's basically what happens. So at the end of the year, I open up that cabinet and it's just sadness.
Sadness
It flows out and I did nothing with it. And it just sat there taking up space and wasting money that I could have bought something else with. That's the thing, you know, you could have bought something else with. We don't want to do that to ourselves, you know what I mean? If you can sell it to a friend, if you can, you know, sell it online, you know, do it. Why not? There's nothing wrong with that. People are looking to buy stuff all the time. And it could be eyeshadow, it could be foundation, it could be, you know, especially hair stuff. If there's hair stuff, I mean, that's kind of a given. You know, it comes out of the bottle. People are always looking to buy stuff. I'm just telling you guys, if there's something you don't want and you cannot return it, sell it. I can't say that enough. You know, try to make some of that money back. This way you can go and get the other item that you wanted to get. You don't have to wait 3 months for it. Hey, I got some money back, you know? That always puts a smile back on my face. I'm smiling already just thinking about it. Those are my quick tips for today. I hope it was helpful. I know probably many of you are thinking, oh my gosh, Kat already knew all about that. Well then, great. Because sometimes I don't even know about things. They're in my own head and I don't even think about it. So it's like, I thought I could share with you guys helpful ideas. And if you got helpful ideas, link them down below. Let me know. I can talk about that next time. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, like and subscribe the video. And I might be sticking a fitness video in there. I'm not too sure. We'll see how I feel later in the week. But as always, you guys take care, be kind to each other, love life, and live happy, okay? Bye.